Yo, what up, what up? This your boy Solo, man. This is What's a 9 to 5 podcast slash conversation. I got another one of EO's finest here, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? This part where you introduce yourself.
I'm Nate Davis, or short for Nathaniel Davis. That's about it, really.
Word. So, like I asked everybody on this, what does a 9 to 5 mean to you?
A 9 to 5 to me, really seeing it's hard when you say 9 to 5. For me, it's really a 24-hour. Like our shit's a 24-hour shift. It's just grinding out, pulling through, and just going home. I mean, that's the main thing. A 9 to 5 to us is going home the same way you walk through the door.
Alright, so that's what a 9 to 5 is to you. Alright. Because you're a firefighter, that's why your 9 to 5 is different. Alright, cool. Before we get to that, though, what was your previous job?
I worked for Pepsi and still do work for Pepsi. Used to drive tractor trailers or merchandiser, go to different stores, pack out. Basically like a glorified grocery guy, or just delivering the quick checks, Wawa, CVS, like hard work. Cause some people, you don't know how much work it is to make deliveries when you got a whole bunch of toolies going in the basements of pizzerias and 7-Eleven. So, that was my first 9 to 5.
Alright, so like, how was the hours on that though?
It was 4 days a week, 10 hours plus. So like we did for 4 days, 10 hours. So like, but since you're making deliveries, you're not done until you finish a route.
Yeah.
So I could easily do 4 days and 55, 56, 58 hours. Couldn't go over 60 because, as a truck driver, you're only limited to you can't drive a certain amount of hours.
So you drive the big trucks then?
Yeah, 40-foot trailers, 40-foot trailers, 12 sits, or on weekends, 48-footers, 13 sits, but big boys.
Okay, so how did you like that? Like, how did you get into that? You just...
Oh, I was already working for Pepsi when I started at Pepsi when I was 19. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I was working at Target. Used to see the guys come in from Pepsi, packing up soda, stuff like that. And they were like, yo, you should get on. I'm like, all right, bet. So, me and one of my mans, we put in the application. Next thing I know, 2-3 months later, I got in Pepsi, and, I was just going to all these different ShopRites and supermarkets, Walmarts and Targets, just packing out. Then, once you get time on, you start to find out, like, yo, you get your CDL, you make more money driving the trucks, and that's what happened.
I heard some people, they drive their own personal car, right?
Yeah, if you're a merchandiser, you gotta drive your own car.
Alright, so what's the difference between a merchandiser and driving the truck?
Yeah, well, a merchandiser, like, basically you get your route. It'll be anywhere between 4 and 6 stores. So you'll have, like, let's say, ShopRite West Orange, Target East Hanover, Kings and Florham Park, and then back to the ShopRite in West Orange. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you're using your car. You don't have to put no product in your car. You just go into the store, you're in your Pepsi uniform, you go in the back room, all the stuff is there. You pack it out, you put it on the shelf. Because the truck drivers, they the ones that deliver the product to the stores. So you either get stuck waiting for truck drivers to deliver product, or once they deliver the product, you start heading to stores and then packing it out.
It sounds easy. Is it easy?
Hell no.
How is it not easy? Because I see y'all come in, they just like stack it up.
Alright, it's not easy because the reason why I say it's not easy is constant lifting, bending, pushing, pulling. And my thing is, like, a case of two is like 8 of them. So that could easily be like 20-30 pounds just lifting out one case. But when you throw like 30 cases of 2 liters on a U-boat and you pushing it down an aisle, or let's say like a pallet of 12 packs. Like one 12-pack probably weigh like 2 5-pounds. But on a whole pallet, it's 219 on the pallet.
Okay.
So if you gotta pull out a whole pallet from the back room to the front of the store, I can only imagine. I'm not even gonna do the math. I ain't gonna kill myself. But 219 12-packs. Yeah.
It's only one person?
Oh yeah.
Why is it not two? You think it should be 2?
Nah, you could do it one person by yourself. Certain times if it's like some huge display that you might put up, it'd be like 3-4 of you. Like when you do like Super Bowl displays, Christmas displays, stuff like that. Or like you probably walked in some stores and you seen like a huge display for the Super Bowl or March Madness, stuff like that. That's like a project where it'd be like multiple people. But I mean, you get you know, like I said, 10 hours plus overtime, so you could get it done. You know what I'm saying?
So the overtime makes it worth it.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
Definitely.
So what like don't we see though? Like if it's unless you think you already said it. Like what don't like
I mean,
unless it's just self-explanatory.
yeah, no, that's really it for Pepsi. That's all it is. It's just like I said, glorified grocery guy. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of lifting, a lot of bending, like fast pace, and just onto the next store. Doing
But you don't really gotta see people though.
You don't gotta see you don't see your managers and your coworkers.
Nah, that sounds good then.
Yeah, that's
like, I don't really.
It's a solo job. It's just you. But the main thing is you deal with the people from the stores. So like you might walk into like Shari restaurants, cool as hell. They're real cool managers and stuff like that. You go in there, do your job. Then you might have some stores where you have some managers. They be on you. Oh man, you did this. Where the Pepsi are? You get some stores like that.
So it's the store manager that's actually will give you more like dialogue than your actual boss.
Nah, it's not that they give you more dialogue. It's more or less like they be on it. You know, some of them could be pricks, or they want to make sure you're doing your job. And it's not nothing wrong with that, because it is certain vendors, they'll walk in and walk right out and don't do nothing. So then, like, you know, everybody got a boss that they got to answer to. So when they're like, yo, man, the Pepsi guy was in and out of here, he ain't do this, he ain't do that.
Okay.
So that's why some of them be on it. Some stores, like I said, like West Summer, they got cool managers. They see everybody, working, doing their thing, so they're not gonna be on you. But some stores is like that's not as busy as West Orange, where somebody could walk in 5 minutes and skedaddle and make them like be on it.
Okay, nah, it sound pretty dope though, cause I always seen them though, and it sound pretty dope.
But I mean that's what make it dope, because you by yourself, cause you know what I'm saying. You like I said, you might have like one. Like if you got like 4 or 5 stores, you might have like one store that might give you a hard time.
Okay.
But that's the only thing. Like it's dope because you get to work by yourself. Some stores let you wear your headphones, so you get to tune everything out.
Yeah, well, why would you be able to use your headphones though?
Some stores don't allow it. Some stores don't mind. Some stores.
But that's dumb.
Okay.
Like I'm not even.
you're not an employee of the store. But my thing is, you know, it's not so much the store. It's so much when you're in the store. You know, people, they're not really smart. They see you packing out, so they just automatically think you work for the store. So if you don't hear them, they might go complain like, "Yo, I was talking to the guys. He has headphones on." You know, but like I said, sometimes they don't see that. They all they see is you putting stuff on the shelf, so they just automatically assume you work for the store. Like I could be in Target. Millions of people been in Target. You know, they wear red shirts and beige khakis. Here I am with a gray or a green Mountain Dew shirt, or orange Crush shirt, or a blue Pepsi shirt, and they go, "Hey, where's the baby wipes?" And you're like, "I don't work here." You know, red shirts. You know.
That's crazy. So they only see somebody that just
packing up.
This merchandising. That's crazy. I mean, nah, but the job do seem pretty cool though.
Yeah,
like, I don't
it's real laid back. It's real laid back.
Okay, is it a high hire rate in that job?
It's a high
that
quick
you know.
rate.
Oh.
It's a high quick rate because you gotta think, like I said, it's constant lifting, constant pushing and pulling. So you get a lot of guys who are not used to doing like 40 plus, 50 plus hours. So they like, man, especially like, for example, if you coming from like, you know, like working at, I'm not gonna say Target or something, but something like doing like register work, you know what I'm saying? If you come from sitting at a register all day, or like sitting in the office, you're not coming into a job where you're doing all this lifting and pulling and hustling to the next store, or, you know, when 3:30 come, but you got 2 stores left, you can't get off, and then you're getting off at 7:30, 4 hours later, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the problem is. Some people not used to the hours, but the hours don't really matter to me, because how many people got jobs where they work like 4 days a week, 3 days off?
Yeah.
So that's
that was for Pepsi too?
Yeah.
It was 4 days on and 3 days off?
Yeah, that's Pepsi.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so but now at the fire department, I'm 1 day on, 3 off. So you do 1 24-hour and 3 off.
Word. Alright, so right now, currently you're a firefighter, right?
Yeah.
So does that feel like a 9 to 5?
Nah, that shit too much fun to be a 9 to 5.
So you, fun. So you think it's fun?
Yeah, definitely. Like on some real, like I'll talk to my boy today. I'm like, yo, man, I can't wait to go to work on Saturday. Like that's how it is. Like we literally like love coming to work. When we walk in, especially on my tour, like tour 2, when we walk in, like we legitimately love being there. Cause like what make it dope is I came on with cats that, perfect example, is my man's Kerwin in there. My man's Kerwin. Another dude named Norris. Another dude named Fauntleroy. Norris used to work at Coke when I was at Pepsi. Me and Kerwin worked together at Pepsi. And then dude named Fauntleroy, he worked at Pepsi for about 2 months. So plus my man's Isaiah Campbell, who went to school with us.
Yeah.
I came on with motherfuckers I already knew. Plus, like it's like a brotherhood, like a family.
Well,
So when you walk in the door, you're really hanging out. You're really hanging out with people you cool with. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's what's
so
up.
that's what make it so easy. So like you get to like you get the bond. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get to hang out. Y'all bug out. But obviously, like when the tones drop and then a call come in,
Yeah.
y'all out. But like the aspect of being at work, same thing. Like your
But see,
supervisors.
but that so you think that's for you in general, or like you can't, cause that can't be like for
Nah.
like suppose if those people wasn't there,
Nah,
you
it's
still would be good.
Because perfect example, right? Like my man's Camel, right? Even though I
Uh-huh.
came on, and my boy Fauntleroy. These cats, we don't all work at the same firehouse. When I first started, some of us use the same firehouse because there's 4 firehouses where I'm at, right? So in East Orange. So my thing is, my boy Zay, he down in house 2. My man's Norris, he in house 3. Fauntleroy, he been bouncing around. So I'm at the firehouse, my man's Curran. But my thing is, you still bond with everybody you work with. Because remember, you stuck there for 24 hours. So you're not going to just like, this is not the job where you keep to yourself. And it's not the job where if you're a scumbag. Because if you're a scumbag, you don't want to be isolated and you like, you locked in 24 hours, 30 years or 25 years. And people not cool with you, you know what I'm saying? But like, you going to have that bond and that connection where it's like, yo, you really hanging out.
So how is that though? Like being at a job for like 24 hours. I mean, like granted, I know like your people's is there, but just how is it though? Like how is that like whole experience? Like it's just
for me, it goes by quick. I mean, you get some days when it drag. You know what I'm saying? When you don't get no calls, but that's a good thing because anytime we get a call, it's because something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I heard it from when I was in the academy and even on the job. For our job, what you gotta understand is like people call us when they're at their worst. Like it could be somebody's like worst day of their life. It's not like police where it's like they get a call where like it could be somebody in trouble as well. But also cops, they patrol looking for stuff and stuff. Looking for like crime or pulling people over. But for us, we actually get a call where it's like, yo, I need help, come now. So that's what when there's no calls, that's a good thing. But for example, we get a call for elevator emergencies, people locked in elevators or car accidents and stuff like that.
Do y'all guys still come out like if I lock my key in the car?
Yeah.
Y'all do?
See, the thing is with that, if it's running, we come out.
Okay.
If it's not running, no. Or if it's not running, or anytime we get a lot of people, they might lock their kids in the car. You know what I'm saying? They might, cause like a lot of older cars or certain cars where it's like they might get out too fast and they're like, oh shit, I lock back, or they drop their keys in it. Cause you get some cars that won't lock with the keys in it.
Yeah.
But they got certain cars where it still do. You get a lot of people, whether it's running or not. If you lock your kids, babies in the car, we're coming right out ASAP.
But don't the person have to pay for that?
No.
When they come out? I heard that somebody
No, they don't pay for that.
Somebody lied to
No,
me. Yeah.
you don't pay. We don't pay. The only thing that they make you do is they make you sign a waiver in case we bust a window, so we not at fault. but I've been on, November gonna be my 3rd year completed. I haven't seen any situations, heard any situations where somebody might accidentally bust, somebody's window out. So they're pretty careful, you know what I'm saying? And we do it the same way the locksmith would do it. It's just that we just won't do it if the car not running or a child not in it.
Okay. So how is it when you get that call, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do your brain go? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just chilling, let's say, for 2 days, and then you get that call, like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, it depends. It depends on what the call is. Like if you get a call for like, elevator emergency, like, all right, we about to go knock this out. you get a call for a car lockout, you know, we about to knock this out. But when you get a call for like alarm activations, you get like those problem buildings where it's like you might have people where they always burning something or like, yo, we always come to this building and there's always a false alarm. But you know, sometimes like what really get people like nervous or excited when they start saying it over the loudspeaker, like depending on like their voice when they say report of a fire, that's when like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And then depending on like certain areas, like for example, if they say like report of a fire on Harrison, you know, like 'cause you know it's all high rises, it might not be a fire, but if they say you know, such and such 47 16th Street where you know like Dodgetown area where you know it's all homes, this might actually be a fucking fire. And I was like, oh shit, like this might not be no false alarm. Like we might have like a barn burn on our hands. You know what I'm saying? so that sometimes when I hear that, my heart be racing. Like, definitely. Like if your heart don't get pumping or your heart don't start racing, then there's something mentally wrong.
So you think like every firefighter gotta have like that same feeling?
Nah,
they have to. I would think. I think you can't just be like here and like, it's a fire. I'm about to go pull in the boot.
Well, you gotta think like you think like some guys who've been there so long, they done seen so much. It's nothing that like when they pull up that they haven't seen before. Even though like we talk about like every situation is different, but when you got guys 15, 16 years, they done seen so many fires, so many car accidents and stuff like that. It's like, all right, come on, y'all, let's go. Excuse me, but for some of the newer guys like me, like, yeah, my heart be beating because, you know, you don't know what it's going to be.
So, what's the most extreme situation you've been in so far?
Shit. That should have to be my first fire. Like, it was like, if I came on a job in like November through the academy, I got the academy in January. It was my first fire, it was April. It was April. It was on North Arlington. It was a fire, it was a 3-story house. And, you know, we pulled up, you see the flames coming out through the 3rd floor window. And that video was on YouTube, actually. You see the flames coming out. I'm pulling up, I'm new, it's about to be my first fire. I'm like, oh, this shit about to be simple. We about to just go upstairs and we're gonna get in the room, we're gonna hit it with the water, we out, we done. And it was anything but simple. We get up there, we're going upstairs. So, well, actually my captain goes in first, and he calls for the 5 So I grab the 5 and walk.
What is that right here? What is that?
The 5 is basically like, you got 3 sets of holes. You got the 3 lengths, which is like basically like 150 feet.
Okay.
The 5 lengths is 250 feet.
Okay.
And then the 7 and the 3 lengths, that's the 750 feet.
Okay.
It's just how much.
That's just the
feet.
How the measurements of the holes. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. So he called for the 5 lengths, and I'm dragging him upstairs. I'm carrying him upstairs. So now it's pitch black. You know what I'm saying? So it's smoke and everything like that. So he's like, all right, mask up. So, you know, they charge the line and stuff like that. So, you know, I put my mask on. So we go inside and it's dark. You could, because sometimes, like, and that's the thing, like, people don't understand, like, fires, like, it be so dark. And when they talk about, like, all you gotta do is close your eyes. And that's how it looks in the fire. Only thing you might see is when you directly up on the flames, but for the most part, when it's smoky and you got black smoke, you can't see anything. You crawling, you looking at the ground. It's really like you just closing your eyes, walking in pitch black. You can't see anything. And then like the way smoke is, I could have like 30 flashlights on me. The flashlight's not penetrating through smoke. And you know, we up there. Like I said, I couldn't see. I felt it was hot. You know what I'm saying? I saw like a little orange tint, so I'm hitting it. And somehow I was telling my captain, I said, yo, we gotta get closer, because I felt like it was like around the corner. I'm just seeing like the glow. And then, you know, we get turned around and I'm like, yo, my fucking ear. So I'm like, yo, my fucking ear, my shit hot. So like, you know, I'm like hitting the ceiling, cause like, you know, when the room heats up, you can hit the ceiling to bring the temperature down. But me,
so you can hit the ceiling and bring the temperature down?
Yeah, because you know, like, you know, rooms, like when it's a fire, like the rooms get like real hot. You know what I'm saying? So when you like hitting the ceiling, you basically make it rain down to cool the temperature down. But for me, I was hitting the ceiling because I was trying to get water on my fucking ear because my shit was hot. And I guess, you know, when I put my hood over, moving too fast. Like I said, my first fire as a rookie, I guess my ear, so the ear, my side of my face wasn't covered correctly. And I'm like, yo, my shit is rocking. Like, and then next thing I know, from hitting the ceiling so much, I guess part of the ceiling came down on us, knocked my helmet off, knocked my captain's helmet off. Luckily, my helmet was like right in front of me, so I was able to put my helmet back on. My captain, he like searched around, he couldn't find his, and it was the staircase to get into the room. We had like two guys waiting for us, and he saw like we got disorientated, like lost where we was at. So all I felt was like a hand on my shoulder, and just pulled us in the hallway. Now we falling down the stairs and shit like that. So they're like, yo, we gotta back out, we gotta back out. So we go downstairs, we change our air tanks and stuff like that, and we go back in. By the time we go back in, like we basically got it under control. So now big fire over, everything's done. We basically knocked it out. So we downstairs, we talking, and when I'm talking to my guys, and he was like, yo, you need to see EMS. I'm like, wow. He like, yo, your ear, you got burnt, like you saw your face, you fucked up. At this point, I started panicking. I'm like, oh shit, I'm scared to touch my shit. Cause I'm thinking like, the movie Goonies, my man's the ugly dude, I'm thinking my shit shriveled up. I'm like, yo, my shit gone. Like, I didn't even want to touch the side of my face. I was so scared. And then EMS, they ain't making it worse. They're like, oh, I'm scared to touch it. I'm ready about to start crying. I'm like, damn, yo, I lost my ear, my first fire. I'm like, I ain't gonna never get no bitches walking out looking like a fucking freak show. So then like I said, EMS wasn't making it no better. So I had the lady, she was scared to dress it up. So then she wrapped me up, she cleaned it, stuff like that. So now I'm walking around looking like my man from Johnny Quest with the turban on and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So now, so then they were like, yo, you wanna go to the hospital? So I'm like, yeah. So, St. Barnabas, like, whenever, like we get burned and stuff like that, we always go to St. Barnabas. Even like in the household, if you get burned, St. Barnabas has a burn trauma center. They take care of burns well. So even if you're in a house and you like fuck your shit up, you get burned, whatever, go to St. Barnabas. You know what I'm saying, like that. So that's because like I could have went to UMD or Eastern University, but if my job would have been like real bad, I'd have went there and they would just send me to St. Barnabas. So we went to St. Barnabas. You know what I'm saying? They cleaned me up and told me like, half first and second degree. And at this point, I still didn't see it because I'm not even trying to look in the mirror at my shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like the skin and everything came off. And, over time it got worse. But my main thing is, my shit's still there. Like, I don't care if my shit turned purple after this. Like, my ear is still there. You know what I'm saying? But I guess, the blessing of being dark skinned, color and everything came back. Like, you can't even tell, like, I was burnt. But for those couple of weeks, that shit was raw. Cause like, going to sleep, waking up, seeing all this ooze and all this shit on your pillows, I'm like, bro.
I mean with that first time you went for your first fire, it sound like for your first fire, it sound like an action movie though.
Yeah, like
it sound like crazy.
Like I said, like what like I thought it was gonna be something simple. Like, oh, we just gonna come upstairs and shoot the fire through the hole through the room. You know what I'm saying? That shit was nothing like that. I was like, oh, this shit is real.
I mean, that sounds so. What's like the best experience that you had there so far?
The best experience, like, shit, it's so many. Like, shit, actually, 2 weeks ago, I heard, from, the chief of the department and our deputies, a few of our deputy chiefs, we had got a call for, it was an accident on Garden State Parkway North. As we was responding, they said, yeah, accident, MVA with possible entrapment. So as we driving, it said update, it's kids in the vehicle. Then, as we still responded, they updated some more, and like, yeah, rescue 1 is 7 children in the vehicle. And I'm like, oh shit, it's a car accident. And as we pulling up, on the parkway, the car is on its side. Like not upside down the hood, is basically like on the passenger side door. And I'm like, oh shit, there's kids in here. And like you gotta be focused on what you gotta do and everything like that. So we grabbed all our equipment and stuff like that. As you guys know, it's the jaws of life, but we call it the cutters and spreaders. But when we got there, it was kids in the vehicle, but they was already out. They was already out,
that's
because you know you
right.
had bystanders and stuff like that helping them out. But it was the driver. She was still in the vehicle, and you know, we stabilized the vehicle. We put down chocks and wheel blocks and stuff like that to secure the vehicle. So this way, as we like cutting on the vehicle, it doesn't rock. And you know, she was like, we was able, like, you know, by the sunroof, we cut like basically half the roof off, cut half the roof off. And as we got that, you know, EMS was on the scene, and they had to put an IV in her because she was losing blood and stuff like that. So we finished cutting off the rest of the roof and some of the door off and stuff like that. And you know, us in EMS, we had cut the steering wheel off too, because where she was, we couldn't lift her up, because as we tried to lift her up out the car, the steering wheel was in the way. So we had to cut the steering wheel off. And you know, once we did all that, we was able to lift her out the car onto EMS, and you know, after that, it was just like a happy ending. You know what I'm saying?
So you saved
nice
her.
yeah. So like, you know, it was good. And the thing is, when you get to accidents like that, you gotta really pay attention to what you're doing, because where it was in the parkway, it was like off Orrington Parkway and stuff like that. Off Orrington Parkway and Williams. So you know, everybody just standing up over the overpass, phones out. You got people looking out the windows, and we didn't notice that. Like, you know it's there, but
you focus on what you gotta do.
You block it out. But you know, now once the scene is over, you know, you waiting for the tow truck to come and you cleaning up the glass. Now you get to see, like, oh shit, like all these motherfuckers are, like, you didn't really pay no mind, because you like tunnel vision, you focus on what you need to do. But you know, once the scene is over, you know, everybody's still watching and stuff. So that, you know, that was dope.
So I mean, you saved the ladies. That's
Oh
a
yeah,
good
no,
feeling.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, it's been like, I had another accident where, like, you get a few accidents where you get people rolled over, and you know, you cutting them out of cars and stuff like that. Like, we had one accident on 280. I guess the lady had kind of got cut off. It's like, if you enter from First Street, I guess before it turns to the East Orange, I guess somebody cut her off, and she went off to the side and over through the guardrail and stuff like that to get her out. Like, when we pulled up to the car, I guess the way her car was against the guardrail, she couldn't get out. So I guess she moved over to the passenger seat. I guess she must use the last bit of her energy, because when we got there, she was just sitting in the passenger seat, and we actually had to use a chainsaw to cut down some trees just so we could get her door off, because like she was like wedged between the guardrail and trees. So we had to actually, like, you know, cut down some trees just to get her door open to get her out.
So you have to be in shape to be a firefighter. I mean, obviously, but like, how much in shape do you think I'd be? Because like, y'all using chainsaws and,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying, the jaws of life.
You definitely gotta be in a fair amount of shape. But the main thing is, like, how I look at this job is pain tolerance. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing when I had my first fire, where I was getting my air burnt. I could have easily, you know, dropped the hose and fuck this shit hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But it's pain tolerance. Same thing when you getting tired or you doing something, you gotta fight through. You gotta fight through everything that we do. Everything we do, you gotta fight through. Like, you know, we had another fire, I'm gonna say about 2 weeks ago, same days as that accident where we cut the lady. I was on Harrison. So, you know, I'm on rescue. My job is, you know, during fires, we go downstairs to the basement. We cut off utilities, gas to the building, or since it's an apartment building.
So y'all cut that off first?
Yeah, we cut, like, we are during, because you have people go upstairs to the actual fire floor. So we cut, so we break up in teams. 2 of us would go down, shut off, you know, gas and utilities, and then the other 2 actually go to the fire floor or the fire apartment.
Not to cut you off, do you guys like communicate with like?
Yeah, we got walkies. We got radio. We got radios.
And how many is it like going to a fire? Well, how many people in the truck? I never knew that.
It depends. It depends on the shift, because you get people that call out, you get vacations.
How many people is supposed to be?
It's not set. We don't really have no set manpower. Well, actually, you know what? You can't be below 3 people. You have to have the driver, the captain, and at least 1 person in the back of the rig.
Okay.
It can't go below that. You gotta have 3 people total. You know, captain, driver, and 1 in the back. You know, fully staffed would be captain, driver, and 2 people riding in the back of the rig.
Okay.
You know,
I feel like it looked like it's more than that in there.
But you know what? When you get like, you know, 3, 4 trucks pulling out, you got like 4 or 5 people hopping off each fire truck, and that's what it is. That's why you see like there's so many of us. But But yeah, our job is utilities, gas, electric, and also searching the fire floor or fire department to make sure everybody got out, search and rescue. And on our way to the basement, to get into the basement, I had to use a sledgehammer to force the door open, and like that's work by itself. So, and especially on like wooden doors, I had to force the door open, to get into it. So we was able to shut off the gas to the unit. So then as we proceeded to the basement, because they had the gas separate, so it was like a metal door padlock, and I was like basically fucking this door up, like just to get it open, like, cause you had the metal actually separated from the frame bending, and I was like at least 5-6 minutes just to get the shit open so we could get through there to shut off the gas.
So like, if you could like just guess, how many tools that you guys use? Cause it sounds like a lot.
See, like,
Like
if I'm going to like a high rise is considered anything 4 floors or more, or basically every building with an elevator. So my job when I go to a high rise, I gotta bring a sledgehammer, a rabbit tool, and a pipe pole. A rabbit tool is basically when it's basically like, instead of a sledgehammer, it's basically like a tool you slide in between the door and the frame, and you pump it and it pushes the door open. It's a lot easier than using a sledgehammer. But on doors that's like wood and stuff like that, the door will actually bend. Metal doors, it'll actually push out and break the padlock. But like with wooden doors, the rabbit tool, it might bend the door, so the sledgehammer, you can just really like, boom, knock out the padlock and get in there. But certain calls you bring different tools. It just depends on what you're doing, where you're going.
So okay, I got a question. So being a firefighter has to be a job that you want to do. It sounds like, what I'm saying, that you love this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what about somebody who just want to do it for the money? Do you think it's a job that you should just do for money?
That was actually me in my situation, because it was never something that I wanted to do. It was just like, I was driving trucks at Pepsi. I was making like $27 an hour, and I thought it was good money, because then overtime would be like $40 an hour, and all my friends like, nah man, take the test, and there was one firefighter from Newark. He lived across the street from my man's. He's like, nah, you should take the test. And it's funny too, because it wasn't something I wanted to do. And the day that I talked to him, it was like the last day to do the application. So let's say the application came offline at 5 o'clock. I was in the house on my couch. It was like 4:15, 4:30. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. I was working at Pepsi for like 5-6 years at the time. I'm like, nah, I don't know if I want to do it. So I'm like, fuck it. I just did it anyway, filled out the application, like literally like 30 minutes before they took it offline. And then 1 year later, I'm on the job, you know what I'm saying?
That means it was supposed to happen though.
Yeah, and you know what though? And like I said, it wasn't something I wanted to do. So when you talk to people, a lot of people that want to do it, they either always want to do it since they was younger, or they got fathers, brothers, uncles, and in my case, in our department, sisters that work there, that they they want to be a part of it. Sometimes it's like a family tradition. So it hearing and talking to all these people and going to orientation, it turned into like something that like, all right, well, I don't have kids or anything like that. So now it's like, all right, I could be starting that legacy. So now when I have kids, my son could want to be a firefighter, because now I'm a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? Now I could start that same family tradition. I could be the first person.
So, what I'm saying, sound like, that you one of the people that, love your job.
Yeah, no.
So, what would you tell somebody that right now that has a 9 to 5 and hate the 9 to 5?
Oh, this is definitely a job that you'll want to do, because it has,
Tell them to be a firefighter.
Yeah, because, it has great pay, great schedule, and it has, job security, plus also like you guaranteeing your future, because, working at Pepsi, there is no pension. A lot of jobs don't give pensions. So outside of police, fire, and as I'm aware of now, I believe some nurses, depending on where you work at, like I know in the city, nurses get pensions and stuff like that. So a lot of jobs don't have that retirement plan. So like me, I could work here 25, 30 years and I know I'm set when I'm done. But at Pepsi, if I was working, if I worked there 25, 30 years when I retire, it's basically the money that I saved. But now here at the fire department, it's the money I save plus when I retire, I get a pension. So I'm gonna have money coming in because of the service that I did, plus also the money that I might have saved up. So like, and that's the thing, you gotta look at the long run. You don't want a job that pays good or great right now, and then you don't do anything with that money, you don't save, and then now you're in your late 50s or you like 62, signing up for all these programs to help you with money and all this other stuff like that. When you got guys who, after they retire, basically make the same amount or make more money retired than what they did when they was on the job. So it's just like you have guaranteed income when you retire. So it's not a question of what am I gonna do when I'm in my 50s. What's gonna happen to me. And then like I said, the schedule. I work 1 day a week, 3 days off. I work 1 day, 3 days off.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
It's 2 days a week, 7 days a month, and that's not even counting vacations. And then not to mention sick time. You get your sick time rolls over. And another thing is too about job security that I like is our sick time rolls over, right? So I recently asked like about a month ago, see how much sick time I had. I had over 580 hours, right? And basically, so like, per example, working at Pepsi, right? If I get hurt playing football or helping somebody move or break my ankle and I'm gonna be out of work 3 months, I'm out of work 3 months. Feel me? I go to the doctor, I get my note, but Pepsi, that's not covered because I got hurt off the job. Now, if I get hurt at Pepsi doing something, I break my ankle, it's covered, obviously. But at the fire department, if I get hurt moving, playing football, and I go to the doctors and said I'm gonna be out 3 months, I have sick time where I could stay out for 3 months and still continue to get paid. Because the benefit that I wasn't calling out, that I always came to work, and my sick time accumulate, I could be out 3-4 months and still get my regular check as if I was going to work.
But it's hard to get into to be a firefighter though, right?
That's a fact because the list, the test comes out every 3 years.
The list getting longer too, I think.
Shorter. It gets shorter. It gets shorter. The reason why I say it gets shorter because it comes out every 3 years. So before I came on, they hired the class of 20 in East Orange. Then my class, they hired the class of 25. Now this class, they just hired the class of 26. So if they hire again in the next 3-4 years, they might only need like 10-15 people because they brought on so many people, so it gets shorter.
So what would you say to somebody who took the test, they never got a call back and they're waiting and they about to give up? What would you tell them? Because I hear a lot of people that
you definitely, this is not the job you give up because my man's Curran, he got on the first year. We both took it the same year. He got on 1 year before me. And he was like, nah, don't worry, you good, you're gonna get on. And the numbers can change drastically. Because when I first took the test, I came out 96. So when they was like, yo, they hiring 25, I was like, oh, fuck me. Like, I'm 96. I'm never going like, they hiring 25, I'm out. And that's what happened. But when they do background checks, when they check your residence and stuff like that, I think my first year, I went from 96 to like 60 something. Because I got called for an interview. Then the next year, when they was hiring another 25 people, like I said, I went from 96 to 15. And they was doing another 25. And so within 1 year, I moved up like 60 spots, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it's like, damn, I'm on. So you could be like, I know one of my boys, I believe he was probably like 167, and he ended up getting on number 23. So you could be up there, but the main thing
it
is
goes about like the higher you score, right?
Yeah, the higher you score, the higher you rank. The main thing is whenever you take the test, as long as you under like 150 or guaranteed, as long as you under 100, anything can happen. Because you get people who they might have, because they can knock you out for too many tickets. You know what I'm saying? Lying in your application. People get knocked out for a lot of stuff. You just got to be honest in your application. If you got a lot of tickets, write down all them tickets. But you will also get people who they might take the test. They might be number 5. You know what I'm saying? But let's say like before the hiring process start, they go out do something stupid, get arrested. Number 5 going. Everybody move up because anything can happen. is when you get your rank, the main thing is staying out of trouble that lead up to the hiring process. Because believe it or not, some people mess up. A lot of people mess up.
Well, you heard it, man. Like, if you're struggling, apply to be a firefighter, man. So I got my boy Nate here, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
For having me.
Word, man. Another one of EO's finest, man. Hope you never got to see this guy, man. But, you know, holla at me, though, man. What's the 9 to 5?